We've always told our children that intelligence plus character, that is a true goal of education. And character does count. I truly believe no child is predestined to be good or bad, regardless of family background, race, financial status, achievement, or your physical condition. Klein schools help students reach their academic and human potential by reinforcing skills such as being trustworthy, being good citizens, and caring, and being responsible. Klein schools sparkle with good character.
Character is a foundation for positive influence and leadership in life, regardless of vocation. Our founding fathers recognized this essential element in our nation's education process and society. Incorporating and reinforcing the development of positive character traits in Klein students is one of the strongest legacies we can pass on to our students for all generations.
As the father of two, the role of public schools in character development has always been important to me. That's why I am so pleased the Klein ISD has chosen to make building character in students and staff one of our two major goals. Of course, for students to acquire the traits of honorable citizenship requires more than a course of study or a teacher's use of a supplemental curriculum program. Building honorable character takes teachers and staff who are dedicated to teaching these qualities and committed to living as day-to-day role models. Does Klein really believe qualities of good character are important? I think you will find the answer in the words and deeds of our own learning community members, whether they are students or teachers.
The district objective places no limits or guidelines on what character traits should be taught. However, schools emphasize commitment, responsibility, integrity, initiative, and respect. As this student pledge reveals, even elementary school students understand their meaning.
As a Klein Cougar, I will show respect for the school rules and respect the rights of others.
Respect means I will be polite and kind to everyone.
I will take responsibility for my work and my actions.
Responsibility means I will not blame others for what I choose to do or choose not to do.
I will show commitment to learning by coming to school on time and working hard to do my best.
Commitment means I promise to do these things and not make excuses.
I will show integrity by choosing to do what is right and being honest with others.
Integrity means I will tell the truth.
I will show initiative by doing my work without being reminded and not giving up when it gets difficult.
Initiative means I can count on myself to do what I need to do.
I know I am showing good character when I follow this pledge.
Character education begins early, and seniors often enjoy recalling what they learned way back when.
Even when things did not exactly go my way in elementary school, Mrs. McAllister taught me the value of self-respect and having pride in my work. She was the first teacher that believed in me, and she spent extra time with me and nurtured my desire to learn and explore the world as a young child.
Kenneth, I am so proud that you credit me with some of your success. You'll remember that I always tell my students, your work is a reflection of you. If a task is worth doing, it's worth doing it right. When you've done your best, then you have respect for yourself. Self-respect enables our students to have confidence, to take the initiative to try new challenges, to take on more responsibilities, and to have the commitment to follow their dreams. Kenneth, you took on with a fever when you had confidence in my class. Then you came back to tutor when you were at Strock, and now you're the valedictorian of your class. I expect to hear great things from you.
The passion for meeting personal standards that was stirred in elementary school impacts student motivation for academic excellence.
Kenneth is a perfect example of the student who excels because of self-motivation. It is self-respect and respect of family, school, and community that guides students such as Kenneth to set and reach such high personal goals. When Kenneth walks into the classroom, we know that he will dedicate himself to learning, produce exceptional results, and set a wonderful example not just for his classmates, but for all of us. The result is a well-liked, admired leader who helps the groups with which he is affiliated become very successful.
Learning that a student remembers life lessons is always rewarding, especially when the student becomes a teacher and the lessons live on.
She has been such an inspiration to me in my life, and I've learned so much from her. Not only did I learn Spanish, but I also learned the value and virtue of integrity. Because this woman allowed herself to share intimate personal stories about her past, I was able to use those things in my life, and I still use those today.
In my classroom, I had Kendra as a freshman. And out of all the freshmen that I had that year, this little girl was so together from the very beginning. Poised, well-mannered, intelligent, hardworking. And I just knew that she was just going to soar. And she did, because she did just about everything in high school and did it well.
A former student agrees that her teacher leads by example in the classroom and in the arena of athletics.
I feel that I'm so lucky to know Coach Rogers as my teacher and as my coach, and she has had a major effect on my life, and I'm so happy that she met Mrs. Wiseman because she has very high standards, and Coach Rogers has really shown integrity. She's headstrong, she's honest, and she has got me through many rough times because I am an athlete and I run track. And my freshman year during district, I was scheduled to run my favorite race, the Open 100. My adrenaline was rushing, I was nervous, and I jumped the gun. I was so angry at myself, I was discouraged, but she comforted me.
Students who demonstrate the trait of responsibility often excel in academics, athletics, and activities outside of school. Seeing evidence of this trait in our graduates reminds us that responsibility can be nurtured.
I remember my freshman geometry teacher, Mr. Peterson. He always made sure he gave us the tools we needed to succeed in the world of geometry, and it was our job to get the work done. That academic responsibility has helped me in all my studies since then, and in life in general.
For 36 years, I have tried to impress upon them that it is their responsibility to earn their grade. They can get as much help as they want to outside of school, get as much help as they want to from classmates, but ultimately the responsibility comes down to them to earn that grade.
As the chief of the U.S. Naval Sea Cadet Corps here in the Houston Division, I've been in charge of over 100 other cadets my age, and it's a great responsibility. I make sure that I give them the tools to succeed, but it's up to them to succeed in the end. Without Mr. Peterson, I don't believe I'd be able to impress that upon the cadets as well as I have.
Riley will always be one of my top students, and I'll always remember him as accepting that responsibility.
Commitment is an important quality for employees and students. It may mean going the extra mile, volunteering for extra responsibility, practicing until a skill is learned, or giving extra time to do a project well.
When Rachel was in my 4th grade class, we set goals, both school and personal, and then we discussed how to achieve them. She was always enthusiastic about achieving her goals, being concentrated in dance and performing. She's already begun by performing in Theater Under the Stars and also winning a Tommy Tune Award.
Miss Moody's has always been one of my biggest encouragers throughout my years, as long as I can remember. She's always taught me to work my hardest and commit to my dreams. But not only did she teach me to commit to my dreams and my passions for acting, but also for academics. And she also taught me that I will need to have a basis of academic knowledge to be successful in all that I want to do. I believe that a truly committed teacher will need to encourage her students throughout the years, even past the times that she's in her class, which is what Miss Moody has never failed to do, and that is what's made a huge impact on my life.
I'm so very proud of Rachel for her commitment to reaching her goals, and I just think she's wonderful.
When Klein students graduate, they use the qualities honed in our schools to make their marks in the world of higher education, the military, the trades, the business world, and the service industry. Chirag Patel is a Klein graduate whose initiative in giving service to others has brought him national recognition.
When I think of Chirag Patel, I think of a shy young man who came into my life after school for math competition. And by the time he was a junior, his initiative was shown by his leadership of students. When the younger students would walk into the classroom, when he was around, it was constantly, "Where is Chirag?" When they won, he would forget that he won. He was a humble young man, even at that age.
Miss Mallory expects a lot from her students, and she expects us to be self-starters. But more importantly, she used to stay after school every week in order to help us prepare for our UIL math competitions, and that helped us to, it motivated us to redouble our efforts so we could do well in the math competitions while in high school.
As I look at Chirag today, what are the character traits that I see extending from Klein High School? We have a motto at Klein, "Together we make a difference." Chirag took it to heart.
I think showing initiative is important because it's going to help us to adapt to changes in our lives, not only at home, but at work and at school. And by being resourceful, we'll be able to face those challenges a lot better.
I would often say to him, "You have been given much. You have to give back more." And this is the Chirag of today.
These teachers and students reflect character Klein staff and community members value. The job of achieving the district's goal of character development belongs to the entire learning community. Will you be a part of providing assurance that the objective will be met? Klein's commitment, always build character, can become a reality for all when you make it happen.